Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tokyo Tuesdays, the segment in which I head to the Tokyo Disney theme parks to sample and review every last eatery. For our 14th episode, we're headed to the one and only eatery on Tom Sawyer Island, the Canteen. Getting to the Canteen is no easy trick. Head into the World Bazaar and make the first left you can. Head straight and continue on into Adventureland. You're going to pass Pirates of the Caribbean and possibly the Jungle Cruise as well, depending on which fork of the trail you choose to take, before the Enchanted Tiki Room rises up before you. Go ahead and pass it by, continuing into Westernland. You can actually skip Adventureland entirely by heading straight through the World Bazaar and not turning left until much later. But if there's a parade or a show going on, this will take you much longer, and possibly be blocked off altogether. Anyways, make your way to the rivers of America before turning left. Continue alongside the water, and eventually Tom Sawyer Island rafts will show up in front of you. Get in line to board the raft. They run very regularly, though there can be a tiny wait depending on the traffic on the water at the time. Ferry your way over to Tom Sawyer Island and exit the raft. Turn left and keep left on the branching path to keep the shoreline next to you. When you reach the Barrel Bridge, go ahead and cross it, unless you can't get your feet wet. It does tend to dip and bob more than you might expect. Cross through the Castle Rock Bridge, being mindful not to get caught in the crossfire of some of the spitting fountains. When you come to a three-way fork in the path, take the middle one up the hill to Fort Sam Clemens. Inside to the right, you'll find the Canteen. Phew! Located in Fort Sam Clemens, the Canteen is housed in a faithfully recreated log fort. Even knowing that it's probably mostly just a facade, the logs and chinking really do look, well, real. Inside the Canteen, they're fully decorated and branded, with lantern light fixtures and a variety of ye-olde cookware. It is, of course, partnered up with anachronistic modern kitchen wizardry, but really, I'm okay with that. Okay, so apparently I didn't take any of that footage, which makes me sad. So let's try again. As I said, okay, so as I said before, I'm over on Tom Sawyer's Island. I went to the Canteen to get what is called I think a Castella cake, which is a type of Japanese cake. This one is apparently caramel filled, which I have since determined to be true by eating one of the ears. I am confusing everyone by taking my video over here. I have stepped it off the path a little bit to take this video, and now everyone thinks that there's something over here when there's not. It's just me and my food and my weird videos. So like I was saying, this looks like it's a pancake, right? Like it looks pancake-ish, which is sort of what I thought it was going to be, but it's actually very cold. Like it feels like it came out of the refrigerator. And what better to eat on a cold, windy day than something that just came out of the freezer? That said, it is a beautiful day out. No, there's nothing over here. Stop coming this way. Okay, there's your loss. There's nothing here, though. And then they turn and they go away. I'm going to start keeping... So far, 5 different families have come down this path to see what I'm doing. Saw that... Oh, here's number 6. I think they're ducks. Yep, ducks. There's another one. Yep. Nope, it's just me. Okay. That footage didn't take. I'm like half in the shadow, half in the light right now, aren't I? Geez, son, stop moving. Why is it so cold? I feel like there should be more caramel in this. Well, there's another one. Yeah, just me. Come on. This is a game for me now. Yep, there's another one. No one understands what I'm doing here. I barely understand what I'm doing here. And another one, yep. And another one. Is it better for me to stand in the sun? It probably looks better, but I can't see anything this way. Back into the shadow. I will never get on one of those. Oh, this wind is just cutting. Once again, I am Two-Face. 350, 450, something like that. Does that or does that not sound like the beginning to a funeral fugue? Like dun 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 dun. That's what it sounds like to me every time. Regardless, I'm cold. I'm gonna probably end this video. Maybe move on to an indoor review. Or maybe take some B-roll footage so I can walk around and feel warmer, something. All right. I will see you all at the next place. Yay. We made it off the island. So, how do they rate? Service. Service was actually a 2 out of 5. When I visited, there was only one woman working here, and despite there being no one else at the counter when I was trying to order, she was surprisingly difficult to get a hold of. Like, I get it, we all have days where work is just not a thing, but for ranking purposes and for being honest, she was brief without being rude and really hard to get a hold of. So yeah, 2 out of 5. Sorry. Atmosphere. Are we allowed to give a 0 out of 5? Because I want to give it a 0 out of 5. Like, the cabin is well made and all that, but the entire island has this signage with words that would not still be there in the American parks. I don't feel like just because it's Japan it should get a pass on this sort of casual racism. And the branding doesn't help if you're going to be... It's just, no, it's a 0 out of 5. Price point. Price point here is a 3 out of 5. 350 yen will get you an average size slice of cake in the shape of a Mickey head, so yeah, food is worth the price. 3 out of 5. The food itself. I have to give the food here a 2 out of 5. First, the selection isn't that great. Most of the food items on this menu are branded name products that you can buy when you're not in the park. Most of the drinks here are Coca-Cola products. Half of the food menu is tongari corn, which are just the Japanese version of bugles. They're bugles, and I love bugles, but I can also buy bugles when I'm not at Disneyland. As for the cake, I don't know if Castella cake is supposed to be served cold, but I did not enjoy that. It had the texture of something that had been frozen and then thawed out and then put into the refrigerator. It just wasn't enjoyable for me. The caramel was quite good, but there wasn't enough of it inside the cake, I felt. There should have been more. It wasn't terrible, it was quite eatable. It just wasn't as good as it could have or should have been, in my opinion. So, 2 out of 5. Overall rating. Overall, this gives the Canteen an average rating of 1.75 out of 5, which I'm gonna leave there. Honestly, with how far you have to go to get to the Canteen, and the subpar quality of the food, and the, I cannot emphasize this enough, casual racism all over the island, 1.75 is probably too good for this location. Do not recommend. The lineup. With a 1.75 out of 5, this puts the Canteen at the bottom of the list. Both the master list and the counter service list. This is where it belongs. Good. So, that's it for this week. Come back next week if you want to find out where I'll be then. If you have any suggestions or comments, feel free to leave those in the box below. We'd love to hear from you. Give this video a big ol' thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like what we do. We would certainly appreciate it. If you're more of a social media person, you can find us on social media, links to that in the box below. Come back on Monday for a little Monday magic, and I will see you next week for another Tokyo Tuesday.